Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTouch App Reviewers. In this video, I'm going to go over a couple different stories with you guys, but before we do that, I want to jump into this one. It's not really a full story. I just want to mention it because it's kind of weird. Google shows off Android P with new iPhone 10 style gestures. So Android P is actually going to be implementing some features that were, let's just say, borrowed from the iPhone 10. Okay, they're more or less stolen, but that's how technology is these days, and it's kind of cool to see Android getting so clean and simplistic. I mean, I know it's still way more jumbled up than iOS, but it's kind of cool to see, competition's good, so hopefully it'll push Apple to innovate a little more, even though this is pretty much just Google copying a little bit from the gestures, but whatever. So next up, this is the big story of the day, and that is that the 2018 6.5-inch iPhone is to be similar size to the iPhone 8 Plus, and iOS 12 could feature horizontal Face ID support. So when I saw this was not a shocker to me, but to many of you guys out there who don't keep up with rumors, the 6.5-inch iPhone, I think we reported on this last year, maybe about a year ago, a little bit before the iPhone 10 actually came out. We were talking about the 10 Plus and what it could be. So yeah, it's going to be approximately the same size as the iPhone 8 Plus, which makes sense because the iPhone 10 is slightly bigger than the iPhone 8, but not a whole lot. So you can see here an iPhone 8 Plus, I believe, it doesn't really say, but this is a mock-up of the 6.5-inch OLED iPhone. And yeah, so it's going to be a pretty big phone, not something that most people are probably going to want to carry around. But for those of you that for some reason like enormous phones, here you go. So unless you have LeBron-sized hands, I don't think most people are going to find this very comfortable. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. And then iOS 12 could feature horizontal Face ID support. That statement might confuse some of you guys, but basically it just means you could unlock your phone horizontally instead of vertically, if that makes sense. So we'll have to see about that. iOS 12 could be really good, but I don't know. If they're stripping out a lot of the features that they say, iOS 13 might be the one to look out for. But again, I'm still excited for WWDC this year. So looking forward to getting a new MacBook Pro and seeing what iOS 12 brings to the table. So that's all for that story. Next up, iPhone with triple lens rear camera will likely launch next year, says analyst. This rumor is thanks to the Taipei Times, Yanta Securities analyst Jeff Pu. Great name. But anyways, this is an image, a mock-up of what a triple lens iPhone 10 could look like by Martin Hajek. And I don't know, it kind of looks a little weird to me, but again, so did the stoplight. This really looks like a stoplight because it's got 3 lights, but it just looks a little weird. But we'll have to see what actually happens if Apple does it like that. I can't imagine them putting it like this on this Huawei phone where they put it down a little. It just looks too, I don't know, it just gives a bad vibe. Apple likes uniformity, and I think that would piss some people off if it was just off on its own. But something like this, I don't know how they'll do it, but this analyst thinks that Apple is going to throw a third camera on there, and they had some pretty interesting ideas for what it could be. The addition of a third lens would likely enable 3 times optical zoom on an iPhone for the first time, enabling users to magnify the image in the viewfinder up to 3 times without blurry reduction in quality from digital zoom. So right now we've got 2 times optical zoom on the iPhone 10 and 8 Plus and 7 Plus, but this would be a 3 times zoom. Now I know a lot of people probably won't use that. I hardly use the 2 times zoom on my iPhone 10 as it is. And a lot of people are pointing out that they would rather a wide angle lens. Like, why doesn't Apple just put a wider angle lens? Or just, some people even said just put one single lens on the back of the phone, one sensor that's an inch wide, like this big, just one of them that takes really good photos. Like, some people will just want that. Me personally, I think if they're gonna do this, I think they'd benefit most from making it a wide angle one, because when you're trying to take a picture with your phone, you just can't get everything in the frame, so you have to back up, and it's just annoying. If it was a wide angle lens like are on some Android phones, a lot of people are happy with that. So Apple, if you're listening, put a wide angle lens on there instead, or maybe bump up the other one to 3 times optical zoom instead of just 2 times. Those are just my thoughts. But whatever Apple does, they usually do really well with cameras, so we'll have to see. And then just a quick one here, iOS 11.4 disables Lightning connector after 7 days, limiting law enforcement access. This is a terrible title for this story here. Julie Clover, you really need to redo that title. But it's a terrible title because it insinuates that this iOS version does not allow you to even charge your phone after 7 days. Now, if you read the whole story, you can get that, but this is a very deceiving title. I was even deceived by it. I was like, wait a minute, no. Because what if your phone dies, you let it sit there for 2 weeks and it's dead and you need to charge it? Well, how can you do that if it, disables Lightning connector access? But no, that's not how it works. It will still receive a charge. It's just only going to block data transmitting after 7 days. So if your phone got seized by the police for some reason, if they do not try to break into it within 7 days and actually get into it, on that 8th day, they will not be able to use any hacks or whatever to pull or put on data onto the phone, like to manipulate the OS. They can't do that after 7 days. So it does limit it, but 7 days is still a lot of time, especially if the government wants to get in your phone. So we'll have to see how this works, but I would like an option to be able to change that and make it whatever I want, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, 100 days, whatever. I think we should be able to choose that. That would be cool. Hopefully Apple will do something where we can edit that. But right now, iOS 11.4 is in beta, so we'll have to see when it's fully released how they do this. But for now, it's just set to 7 days, so that's that. So that's all I got for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up and subscribe. I've got all the best and latest Apple news, rumors, and reviews coming for you guys. So be sure to hit that little bell icon so you don't miss a video we do. Smash that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.